Jim Distortion here, doing a daily short for Distortion's Got Issues in the studio, which incidentally is in a tattoo shop. Madhouse Tattoos in Stansted Abbots. I suppose I should talk to you about tattooing, really, shouldn't I? Why do people get tattooed? There are many reasons. Psychologists will tell you that they are unhappy with themselves and want to change their outwardly appearance, because if they do, people will perceive them in a way that they think they control. I would have said that was a slightly twisted view of the reality of it. If you change your outward appearance, it has nothing to do with the way people perceive you. If you colour your eyeballs blue and you have pictures drawn on your face, most people will assume that you're either mentally unstable or so damaged that you need to hide from the world behind a mask. I don't think that's necessarily true, but that's the perception people have of you. If you want a tattoo, 9 times out of 10, it's about the celebration of the concept. So, i.e., if you are enamoured with a football team or a rugby team or some kind of team that has a distinctive logo, then you want that because you want to show solidarity with your tribalistic friends. You want to show your ability to celebrate something that you love, and also show support for that club. Nothing wrong with that. Obviously, you're branded by something that later you may regret, but that is the same with all tattoos. Should you decide that you want to have a tattoo that's meaningful to you, then what most people do is find an image that's pleasing to their own eye and then come and bring it to us, and then we change it for them somehow. There's an enormous amount of clocks and roses tattoos, i.e. pocket watches with roses, usually in black and grey. Also religious iconography. Now, none of this is particularly surprising. The religious iconography one, though, is very surprising when you ask them, how come you're having this? And they said, oh, normally, actually, the answer, and this is broadly general, is that their nan was very religious, and therefore it's in remembrance of her, which is very commendable, but not necessarily giving out the message that you want to tell the world. Because if you don't have a religion and you don't believe in God, then why on earth would you have the Virgin Mary, Sacred Hearts and Jesus on you? If it's a celebration of your nan, then that's great, but that was her belief, not yours. So I've never really understood that way of thinking, but it's not for me to dictate who has what. The clocks and roses thing, I think that obviously clocks and roses have been tattooed since time began, and it's just a flower that's something that's in everyone's consciousness. Flowers can also celebrate a life, because people are used to being given roses on Valentine's, for instance, and they, broadly seen as a show of affection. Also, they are flowers that can be given out at a funeral, and also at a wedding, pinholes. So, that's a flower that can cover a lot of ground in one go. The pocket watches, normally it's about the time when either their children or themselves were born. Slightly weird that you need to have the time that somebody was born, in as much as that I don't know when I was born, exactly what time. It was around 6 in the morning apparently. Doesn't affect my life whether I know that or not, but that's me. I don't have a pocket watch tattooed on me. I do have a rose. There's one on my hand right there. That was more about having a tattoo on my hand than anything else. I didn't have a conscious decision towards it. I'm fully heavily tattooed, as you might have seen, my arms, my chest, my legs. That was my decision, mostly I think, if I'm honest with myself, because I wasn't happy with my outward appearance and I wanted to be an individual. And there was a time when I was the largest, most tattooed person in any pub, in any room, and that gave me some kind of weird ego boost, I suppose. To be the biggest, loudest tattooed person makes you outwardly appear to be a bit of a monster. But when you don't have a direction for your own mental health, you don't have a strong enough character to carry what you want people to perceive of you at the forefront of your character, then you can do that with pictures too. I don't regret being tattooed. I don't regret any of the tattoos that I have on me. You know, I don't have anything terribly stupid. Apart from an emoji, the poo emoji I had on the back of my leg for my son, who loved the picture of the poo emoji, so I had that, and he said, "Daddy, that's not good, is it? You've got a poo on you," and was a little bit disapproving of it, bless him, and quite rightly, because you shouldn't ever get a tattoo for somebody else. It should be what you want to have on your body. Your girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, significant other, dog, Auntie Mavis, some bird you met in 1978 has no business telling you what to get as a tattoo. It's a purely personal thing, and anyone who wants to stand in front of what you're getting, maybe you need to question that reality, question that relationship, because if they want to stop because they don't want to look at it, you know, it's slightly different with married couples. You know, people have been together a long time. You know, this person is the, you know, if you want to get a spider web on your face, then the only person who has to look at that is the person that you're with, you know, and you may take into account their feelings, but it shouldn't be the final say. That should be you. And hopefully, you know, your own self-preservation would stop you getting a facial tattoo of a spider's web, because as we all know, spiders are evil, nasty, terrible creatures that I am smashingly afraid of. So, you know, all of these reasons for getting tattoos, the most important reason is that you're comfortable in your own skin, really. You know, it shouldn't be something that you do to deface yourself, because at the end of the day that doesn't work. You need to look at the deeper issues of that. What you should do if you want to get a tattoo is look for something that you relate to completely. It doesn't really matter if everyone in the world has got the same tattoo, as long as you're comfortable knowing that they do. And any tattoo shop worth their salt should tell you that, you know, most people in the world have a clock and a rose. And if they don't, you know, maybe they're doing it for the wrong reasons. I spend a lot of my time talking people out of having the wrong tattoos, especially young people, you know, who want things on hands and faces and things. We don't tattoo people's faces. But it's more important to me as a tattoo shop partner, somebody who half owns this place, to have integrity rather than just take people's money. And I'm not saying that because I'm on video. It happens to be true. Ask anyone who's ever come here whether I've talked them out of a tattoo or not, because 90% of them will say that I have. Okay, I think that's enough for today. Apparently when you subscribe to the channel, you need to press the bell as well, and that means you get a little bell sound or a ting or an email or something when I post a new video, and that would be really good. So all my subscribers, and it is 60 now, can all get the notifications that they're looking for. So press the bell when you subscribe, and if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that would be great. Up here is yesterday's video, have a look at that, and then down here I'm going to put one in for YouTube to pick for you, because that way you can get a mishmash of everything and you might find something that you hadn't seen. Okay, take care.